What is schizophrenia? Schizophrenia is a mental disorder characterized by negative and positive symptoms. Positive symptoms, like hallucinations, delusions, and disorganized speech, are symptoms in which a behavior might start occurring that wasn't before. Okay, Mr. Arkins, can you tell me what kind of symptoms you've been experiencing?
I've been seeing things. I think I might be hallucinating.
What's that?
Negative symptoms, like reduced speech, emotionlessness, and lack of initiative, are symptoms where regular behaviors might stop occurring. All right, have you been experiencing any other symptoms?
Well, people have been telling me I've been more emotionally detached than usual.
I really appreciate you as a friend.
Oh, okay.
You've done a lot for me.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry to hear about how you've been feeling lately.
Oh, okay. Schizophrenia was first identified as a mental illness by Emil Kraepelin in 1887. He labeled it as dementia praecox, as he initially thought it was simply early onset dementia. His reasoning for this was because his studies focused on young adults. He was also the first to make the distinction between dementia praecox and manic depression, which is now known as bipolar disorder.
The term schizophrenia was first popularized by Swiss psychiatrist Eugen Bleuler. He was also the first to differentiate between the positive and negative symptoms of schizophrenia. He changed the name from dementia praecox because he realized that it could occur early or late in life and did not necessarily lead to progressive mental deterioration.
Both Kraepelin and Bleuler divided schizophrenia into different categories based on symptoms. Kraepelin's classification of mental disorders, called the Compendium der Psychiatrie, influenced both the ICD and DSM.
In the DSM-3, 5 types of schizophrenia were outlined: residual, undifferentiated, catatonic, paranoid, and disorganized. In the 1930s, psychologists believed schizophrenia was hereditary, but after the Second World War, they began to think that it could be influenced by communication patterns or negative relationships. At this time, schizophrenia was managed in large asylums, and individuals were held there for much of their lives.
Antipsychotic drugs began to be used in the 1950s. One researcher named Henry Laborie first tested chlorpromazine as an anesthetic on soldiers. It was found to be effective against some schizophrenic symptoms and is still used today.
In the DSM-4, schizophrenia was still listed as having 5 types, but psychologists began to realize these could not be reliably diagnosed. At this time, they began to focus on how the condition had progressed, the positive and negative symptoms, and whether the individual had any other mental illnesses.
Today, the DSM-5 has dropped the categories of schizophrenia and focuses more on the symptoms to diagnose it. Various medications and psychological treatments are effective in treating schizophrenia. Though its causes are still not totally clear, efforts continue to combat stigma towards schizophrenia.
Okay, let's work together to try to get you the help you need.
I appreciate it.